A mother is trying to teach her daughter about money, but all the teenager wants to do is spend her money as soon as it hits her hand. Knowing the future value of money is an important rule of finance to learn at an early age. So the mother is determined to make sure her daughter knows about finances before she heads off to college.
I'll be so glad to get out of this house and be on my own. You and Dad can have the house to yourselves again, just like old times, and do what old people do. Wait, my stomach is starting to turn thinking about that.
You do understand that going to college is a big step, and it's not all fun and games. Money is not going to just fall into your hand, you know. Your father and I are already paying for your tuition, and we just do not have the money to spare for you to go out and blow it on new shoes or clothes.
I could get a job. I'm not completely helpless, you know.
I understand that. I am just trying to tell you that money doesn't grow on trees.
You always treat me like I'm some child.
You are. You're my child?
Could you guys keep it down up there? I'm trying to watch figure skating. I can't concentrate on how well these skaters are doing their triple axels if you guys are at each other's throats. Just kiss and make up. In fact, when you guys are done with that, could one of you make me a sandwich? And hold the cayenne pepper. It wasn't funny last time.
Now do you see why I want out of this house?
Look, sweetheart, just listen for a second. Having a sound financial mind in today's world is a smart move. For instance, do you know what future values are all about?
Yeah, it's what I'll be worth in the future. No, Mom, of course I don't know. I'm 17. I'm not a business guru like you and Dad.
Future values can save you a lot of time and money. Just think, if you got a part-time job right now and work through the summer, you could put that money into a savings account and watch that money grow. That is what future values are. But it also swings both ways. If you can make money through future values, they could cost you money as well.
What do you mean by that?
Let's say you took out a small loan of $750, which you needed for repairing your car. The interest tacked onto the loan would increase the future value of it to the point you would be paying more than what you borrowed.
You'd have to buy me a car first, Mom.
You see that paper over there? Bring it over here. Now let's see what we have. Oh, here it is. This page in the newspaper is called the job section. It is where companies post ads for hiring. Isn't that fantastic?
You can be so mean sometimes. I know what the job ads are. Do you know what medication is?
Why?
It's apparent that your attitude needs some.
You are so like your father. Irritating and so lovable.
Oh, that's sweet, Mom. I think that is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh, hush. Sit down so we can finish our talk. When you decide to invest money or invest in anything, you can learn a simple calculation. Take the future value of the flow of income and subtract the future value of the investment. This is going to allow you to see how much a future investment will be.
Sounds simple enough. Unlike living around you two. I mean, I love you, Mom.
Once you get to college, you're going to find out if you are a person who saves money or if you are a person who has debt and needs to pay it off.
How do future values help me with that?
It's very simple. Let's say I give you $5,000 right now. A saver will want to deposit that money right away and let the interest accrue on it over the course of a few years. A debtor will want to take the $500 and pay off debts that he or she has right now to avoid higher interest rates and penalties.
Well, I would do both. I consider myself flexible.
You always have an answer for everything, don't you? What about issues with risk? Do you have an answer for that?
Of course, Mom. I just won't take any.
Dear, I'm not talking about running through traffic or jumping off a 3-story house. The risk I'm speaking of is in terms of guaranteed income, which most people get through the government. However, other people are not guaranteed income. This is called uncertainty or risk.
But Dad always taught me that risk can be a good thing, especially if it pays off. He wasn't talking about your marriage, though. He said he lost that fight with risk.
Oh, it was I who risked everything. You should have been there for our first date. We just left from an Elvis Presley concert and things were great. We were parked at a small park right outside of town. It was dark and no one could.
Mom, stop! That's gross! I don't want to hear that!
Oh, sorry. I got a little carried away thinking about the old days. Anyway, when the risk is high, the interest rates are high. And if the risks are low, then the interest rates will be lower.
That's simple enough to remember. I consider myself to be a risk taker, I suppose.
If that is the case, then you will be considered a risk seeker instead of a risk adverse type of person. The seeker will look to make money in any type of situation, no matter the odds, while the adverse will think better of the issue and keep the money he or she already has.
Well, thanks for the finance lesson, Mom. It's been a real blast. But I have to get going. I've got something very important to take care of.
Like what?
I have to go get my nails done. Bye!